Hey everybody, welcome to Cheap Comic Collector. This is episode number 148. My name's Rob, and I'm a cheap comic collector. I forgot to take these out of the bags ahead of time, but today we're doing a What Am I Reading episode once again. And we are still working our way through these Convergence miniseries. Man, there was a lot of them. This one is Convergence Superboy. From 2015. They're all 2-issue miniseries. And this one is about Con-El, the clone Superboy, I believe. Yeah, that was invented by this guy, what's his name, Double X or something. And so anyway, they're under the dome and they're trying to restore Superboy's powers. They've been trying to restore his powers for a year, and nothing's happening, and he's kind of lost without his powers. He doesn't know how to fit in and be normal. And so when the dome comes down and he gets his powers back, and he's supposed to fight, and then so he's going to fight this guy. And I guess that's a grown-up Robin, I think. It's never explicitly explained. There's a Flash in there too. This guy here. So I don't know if these are the Kingdom Come characters or something else. I'm just not familiar enough. It's been so long since I read Kingdom Come that I don't remember what they looked like. But anyway, Superman shows up, and he basically tells Superboy to surrender, and of course, that's not going to happen. So the next issue they fight. Boy, do they fight! They fight to the point where they're destroying Metropolis. And Superman keeps insisting that Superboy surrender, and for the good of the city and so on and so forth. But of course, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because if he loses, then the city gets destroyed. So it didn't, in the context of the rest of the overall Convergent storyline and stuff, there are inconsistencies like that just don't fit the overall continuity, and I don't understand how that's possible. Somebody's just didn't get the memo, I guess. But anyway, they're fighting, and Lois Lane, in this universe, of course, Superman's dead, and so when this Superman and Lois run across each other, they each lost their significant other, so they're stunned for a little bit. Superboy uses the time to throw a boulder at Superman's head, and a chunk flies off and hits Lois Lane and knocks her out, and so that kind of stops everything there. And so Superboy goes ahead and basically surrenders, lets Superman punch him out. But in the meantime, the earthquake had happened, so they don't actually disappear. And, everything's hunky-dory, I guess. I don't know, kind of an odd ending. But basically they're trying to portray it as Superboy did the right thing by finally surrendering. But if he had surrendered earlier, the entire city would have been destroyed. So I don't know. It didn't really make a whole lot of sense. Next up, we got Super Goof from 1977, issue number 42. And I got the cover here with a Beagle Boy being arrested by Super Goof. And inside the front cover, we've got a Captain Marvel Hostess Twinkies ad, where Captain Marvel of the Kree uses Hostess Twinkies to defeat killer bees from outer space. So yeah, there you go. It was the 70s. And then the Super Goof stories are silly. You know, they're typical Super Goof silliness. In the the writings, it's a little bit interesting. The the first story here, the bad guys figure out that Super Goof has this weakness of not doing anything against mothers or grandmothers. So they dress up all their crooks as mothers and grandmothers, and Super Goof basically keeps helping them get away because he's polite and nice to them instead of catching them. So eventually he calls in his own granny, who for some reason knows he's Super Goof, and so she goes after the hussies and discovers that they're actually men in disguise, so Super Goof can then do his thing. So kind of a cute little story. Next one, Super Holiday. Yeah, Goofy's nephew, Gilbert, convinces him he should go on vacation. So he goes camping and runs into the big bad wolf. And the big bad wolf sees him eat a super goober and turn into Super Goof. So he steals the super goobers and becomes super bad wolf so that he can chase the three little pigs. And then, he can't really control his powers the way he wants to, and so he's kind of outsmarted. And but then in the end, Goofy gives the pigs some super goobers so they can become super powered and take care of the wolf. So, and then we have Super Jailbreak, which I honestly don't really remember what happened in this one. I just read it yesterday, but I was tired and I was falling asleep by the time I got to the end of this issue. So, something to do with invisibility. The crook is invisible, or can become invisible, or make things invisible, something on that order. I just don't remember, I'm sorry. But, it won't win any literary awards, but it was fun. And then 1995, we have The Last Avenger story, number 2. And I'm pretty sure I read number 1 quite a long time ago, probably back in 1995. And there's a really big glare on that Ace tape cover there. So this was interesting. It was stories by Peter David, and art is by Ariel Olivetti, and it's all painted artwork. So the art is really good. It's kind of painted in darker tones throughout. It looks pretty good here in camera, but I was reading. My house is pretty dark, and so it seemed like it had much darker colors to it when I was reading it. Maybe I just needed to read it in better light. It looks like, but the muted colors are kind of go along with the depressing story, basically, because they're all old. They're fighting Ultron and some bad guys that he's gathered together. Meanwhile, Hank Pym is trying to put a team together of the remaining heroes that haven't been killed so far to fight Ultron. And most of the story is just them fighting and, some characters getting killed, some characters getting maimed. And I'm not going to go into the story too much because there's kind of a little surprise at the end I don't want to give away to anybody that maybe hasn't read it. But it is foreshadowed earlier in the issue, and I saw it coming a mile away. But it was a good read. I enjoyed reading it, but I didn't necessarily enjoy the overall story of it. I don't know if that makes sense. There was, I mean, the fight scene just went on forever, and but the artwork is phenomenal on it. It's really good, and so yeah, it was good. But this next issue, Lois Lane #1 from 2019. I think this is a variant cover. Yeah, and this was the surprise hit. This story just blew me away. It's Lois Lane being written the way she was always meant to be written. She wasn't written this well probably since the 1930s when she was a hard-hitting reporter in rivalry with Clark Kent. This is just really good. I mean, the previous Lois Lane stories, you got Superman's girlfriend, Lois Lane. Those stories were mostly just silly. They're a lot of fun, but they don't really fit the modern style. I think they did a Lois Lane like 2-issue miniseries a while back, maybe in the 80s, 80s or 90s. That was, it was a lot of cheesecake. And this is not that. This is just really good storytelling, and it really showcases Lois as a hard-hitting investigative reporter. And the artwork's really good. It very much fit the mood. This is like a day in the life of Lois Lane. For you Marvel guys, think Ben Urich from Daredevil and Spider-Man. That kind of characterization as a reporter, and it is just phenomenal. There is one scene here where she takes a shower with Clark Kent or Superman, but they're married. It's okay, and turns out like this guy calls her a slut underneath his breath because apparently there's been a picture printed of her kissing Superman that got out, and so people think she's two-timing her husband with Superman and hanging out with the alien guy. So there's some of that going on a little bit, and it was just really good. It was a good story. There's no Superman. I mean, Clark Kent's in it, but just for a couple scenes. The Question. She sends the Question to Russia to retrieve information for her. She gets kicked out of the White House press conference for asking the wrong questions about the briberies and money laundering and stuff that's going on, and just phenomenal issue. This I wasn't expecting anything from this, and this was just great. Greg Rucka was the writer. Mike Perkins did the interior art. This is an alternate cover, so he didn't do the cover on this one, but just fantastic. I gotta pay more attention to his writing to see what else he's written, because I really enjoyed this. This was great. This is the best issue I've read in quite a while, and I'm reading stuff every day, so it takes quite a bit for me to just go, wow, that was really good. This is the best Lois Lane I've ever read. So definitely my favorite was Lois Lane, no question about that. After that, probably last Avengers story, even though it was depressing, the art was phenomenal. The Superboy Convergence thing was just kind of confusing, and Super Goof wasn't really all that great. It was fun, but it was nothing laugh out loud. It was just very childish, which of course is what it's supposed to be. So it's hard to compare that to this. So But anyway, that's what I read. Those are my thoughts for the day, and hope everybody's doing well. I'm doing well. I know a lot of people ask about how I'm doing, how my mom's doing, and we're doing good. The other things with uh, the the stupid thing with the homeowners association where they wanted to put a lien on my house, that's been taken care of. They backed down once I threatened them with a lawsuit, and especially since they were wrong anyway. And so that was, yeah, that's done. I'm getting caught back up on my work. Um, I'm making some progress in getting the collection dated. As you know, I'm trying to sort the collection by dates. So right now it's kind of all messed up. It makes sense to me, but I don't know if I can explain it to you. But today I finished all the A's. So all the A titles have been dated and bagged. And so that's progress. These are the books that you haven't seen yet. Right here. Got the majority of 4 short boxes. I think 1 or 2 of those boxes aren't. I think maybe one of them, it wasn't a full box. It's just that they sent it in a short box. So, and then the top box is some auction wins, and so lots of good stuff coming your way. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking. Thanks for subscribing. Mom's doing good too, by the way. She's doing pretty well. Tonight the dementia was a little bit crazy. She started substituting words. So like, so she was trying to say, she wanted me to do something tonight, and I could never figure out what it was. Because she substituted so many words for other words that I just have no idea what she wanted. But whatever it was nonsense anyway. There wasn't, she wanted to figure out how to write something in a book. And then she was talking about TV guide, which, we haven't bought a TV guide in, I mean, do they even still have TV guides? I don't think they do with the way things are now. Haven't bought a TV guide for 20 years probably. And it was just a little crazy trying to figure that one out. But I think I know what she wanted, but because she wanted the same thing yesterday. She wants to, I think she wants her checkbook to write a check so I can go buy lottery tickets. Which is what we usually do for like my birthday or Christmas or something. She'll write me a check or thinks she's writing me a check, and I'm supposed to buy lottery tickets with it. I usually, I don't cash it because she can't write good enough to write the check, and where it's legible. And so I just say, "Oh, thanks, Mom," and don't cash it, and then I'll buy some lottery tickets with my money, so she thinks I'm doing it, and so I think that's what she wanted, but what she was asking for was she wanted a book to write the thing in, and then she wanted a TV guide because we had to write in the TV guide to enter the contest. And I am interpreting that into thinking she still wanted to do the lottery ticket thing, but I don't really know. So anyway, I mean, that only happens at night. During the daytime, she's fine. It's called sundown syndrome, where towards the night they get confused. And she just recently started this thing where she'll substitute words that don't mean anything like what she's trying to say. And that doesn't happen very often either. This is the first time that it was really, really off the wall, and I didn't know what she was asking for at first. So anyway, other than that, she's fine. She's physically fine. She's as good as she can be. It's just it sucks to get old. So anyway, that's the update. Thanks for watching, everybody. I will see you next time.